Alright guys, so welcome to today's lesson. So our goal for today is that we can simplify algebraic expressions using multiplication and division. So I just want you to, in your mind, okay, so just give yourself a rating on how well you understand this goal, okay, or how confident you are with this goal here. Alright, and next we're going to talk about our APK. So our APK for today is a sort of a joke here. So let's see if you guys can get the joke. I'll give you guys about 10 seconds to have a look at the image and see if you can work it out. All right, so hopefully you guys can see that the first one is 3 squared, right? Which gives you 9, and then the second one is 3 cubed, and that gives you 27. Okay, not much of a joke, I know, but hey. All right, so for since we're starting a new lesson, okay, so new double page, and then you can think about what title we're gonna have for our lesson today. So you know, simplifying algebraic expressions using multiplication and division is the goal. So see if you can summarize that into a much better title. Otherwise, you can use that as the title for today's lesson. So here's the notes that I would like you to copy down for me. So first of all, okay, so when we have the same numbers or the same pronumerals multiplied together, first of all, remember that you can multiply the numbers, okay, and also use power to group the same pronumerals. So we've got a few examples here. So the first one is 2a times 3ab, okay. First of all, I would like to remind you that between the number and the letters, okay, between the number and the letters, there is actually a multiplication sign here. So 2a means 2 times a, and 3ab means 3 times a times b. Okay, so here we got two numbers and three letters. Okay, so we are going to multiply the numbers together. So the 2 and the 3, we multiply them and we get 6. And we've got the letter A and the letter B. Now the letter A appears twice. So since it's A times A, we can rewrite that as A square. Okay, so here we're using the power to group the same letters, the same pronumerals together. Okay, so A times A is A square. And then B, since it's only appear once, we just have to write the letter B there. Okay. Moving on to the next example here. So in this next example, we got 4m times 4n times m, and then times m again. So 4m, remember that is 4 times m, and 4n, it would be 4 times n. So here, since we got number 4, okay, the number 4 appears twice, we can write that as 4 square. So 4 times 4 is 4 square. Okay, and we got 1, 2, 3 m's multiplied together. M times m times m. That would give us 3 cube. And then again, we only got one letter N. Okay. Now, instead of writing 4 square, you can also write that as 16, because 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, and that's fine as well. Now, moving on to division. So when we divide algebraic expressions, what you need to do first is you need to expand the expressions, and then we're going to try and find any common factors. Okay, and then we're going to cancel them out. So here we've got 15a squared b at the top over 10a at the bottom. Okay, so we are going to expand the top and the bottom, or the numerator and the denominator. Okay, now the way that we are expanding this is, first of all, have a think about what number can go into 5 can go into 15 and 10. Sorry, I just gave you guys the answer there. So it is the number 5. Number 5 can go into 15 and 10. Okay, so 15 is 3 times 5, and then we've got a squared, so that's a times a, and then times b, right? And then the 10 is 2 times 5, and then times a. And we can see here that the number 5 here is both at the top and the bottom. Okay, so that's a common factor. And also the letter A here, okay, that is also a common factor. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cancel them. Okay, like that. Just cross them out. And then I'm going to cancel the letter A here as well. Okay. Now I'm not going to cancel out this letter A because I've only got one A at the bottom. So it's a 1 for 1. Okay. If I cancel out one A at the bottom, I would only cancel one A at the top. So then what I'll do is I have a look at what number or numbers and letters do we have left. So we have at the top we got 3 times A times B, so we write it as 3AB. And then at the bottom we just got a number 2, so we write 2 there. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Now let's move on to an example, or a few examples. Okay, so first we've got 3 times 2b. So this is the same as 3 times 2 times b. So we are going to multiply the numbers together. So 3 times 2, well, that's 6. So we have 6 times b, and we can rewrite that as 6b. Okay, we don't have to write the multiplication sign in algebra. Then moving on to the next one, we got 6ab over 18b. So think about what number can go into 6 and 18. Well, the number that can go into 6 and 18 would be 6 itself. Okay, so when we expand this, okay, we can expand this as 6 times a times b over. Now with the 18, we can rewrite this as 3 times 6. Okay, and then we've got times b. So then what we see is that, hey, we've got a 6 at the top and a 6 at the bottom, so we can cancel this 6 here. And also we got a b at the top and at the bottom as well, so we can cancel that. So now let's have a look at what we have left. So at the top we have only a, so that's why we get the a here, over down at the bottom we got only the number 3 left, so we write 3 there. So our answer is a over 3. Okay, now moving on to the right hand side here, we've got a negative number. So we've got negative 2a times 3ab. So let's rewrite this. So this is negative 2 times a times 3 times a times b. So again, we're going to multiply the numbers. Okay, so negative 2 times 3. Now remember, when we have a negative times a positive, it gives you a negative. And 2 times 3 is 6, so we have negative 6. And then we've got 2 letter A. Okay, so A times A, well, that's give you A square. And then just 1 letter B. So rewrite this. For our final answer, it is negative 6A square B. Okay. And then finally, we have another division. So this is written a bit differently to the one on the left here, but it's still a division. So we have 12a squared b divided by brackets 3ab. Okay, so the way that we're going to do this is first we are going to rewrite this as a fraction. Remember, we can rewrite division as fractions. So we're going to rewrite this as 12. Now a squared is a times a times b, okay, and 3ab, we can rewrite that as 3 times a times b. Now right off the bat, you can see that, hey, we got a letter a at the top and a letter b and a letter a at the bottom, so we can cancel them. And then also we got a letter b at the top and a b at the bottom, so we cancel these b's as well. Okay, so right now, just looking at what we have left is we have 12a over 3. Now also, okay, we may notice that, hey, 3 can go into both of these. 3 can go in 12 and 3. Okay, so, well, 12 is 3 times 4. Okay, so if we cancel this 3 as well, what we would have left is 4a at the top, and then now this is the tricky part. This 3 here, since we cancel it, now when we cancel the 3 here, we don't get 0, but actually we get 1. Okay, and the reason for that is because 3 can go into 3 one time. Okay, so we have 4a over 1. Now, we don't have to write the denominator if it is a 1, so we can rewrite that as 4a. Okay, so I hope that that explains how we get this answer here. Now, if you are all good with the explanation, okay, you can go ahead and complete these questions for me. So we got 4 questions. Question 2, we have to do A, C, E, and G. 3 is A, C, E. 4 A, C, E, G, I. And 5 A, C, E, G, I, K. Okay. So give these a go. Now in our next lesson, I will give you the next lesson to a bit more time to complete these questions as well. Or if you have any questions about, if you've got any problem about these questions, if you want to ask for any help, then you can ask me for help with that as well. Okay, so I'm going to end the video here. Remember, you can always ask for help. You can send me an email or come to our WebEx sessions. Okay, thanks for watching the video, guys.